Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Resistance. We're going to take a look at a few trades today, mostly around lithium and PXA. Now, whilst we did end up green today, it was an absolute butchering, and it's kind of embarrassing. We'll go over the mistakes that were made. It's a lot of it's repeat stuff. You know, yesterday, a repeat of yesterday's trading, which should have been corrected but wasn't in real time. And sort of some of the psychological aspects from that psych video that we made a few days ago, which really kicked into gear today. And I even recognized it in real time, but I just didn't correct it. So we'll go over PXA. We ended up, okay in the green on this, but it could have been a monster. And I'll go over sort of the trade here. So gap down on bad news, negative 20% revenue on some sort of draft document, whatever. It was bad. It just wasn't a good document. It wasn't a good announcement. And it sort of rallied, chopped around, and then there was this range break here. Now, you guys know I love my range breaks. Unfortunately, $9 was just around the corner. We took the short somewhere around 910, maybe 908, 905. We sort of just shorted into this move, expecting a range break, a retest. But it sort of pumped right through the retest. It sort of tickled just below $9. Classic holding support. It just tickles 1 or 2 cents below a round number like 9. But it bounced way harder than we expected, like way harder. Given this was 16% down, I was expecting a pretty big day today, maybe something along the lines of, somewhere near 20, 22, something like that, a little bit lower, basically. So what happened was it ran to VWAP and we shorted it. So based on yesterday's video, if it recovers almost instantly or instantly in the immediate candle following the range break, then this should not be a short, or at least not a short yet. So it instantly went back to VWAP, and my mind is still wired to just take the short at VWAP. It's coming back, retesting a level, a technical level, but there are a couple of components there. One is the pivot. It's kind of like a hierarchy for me, right? Pivot's number 1, and number 2 basically is tied with volume, and then third is VWAP, and then there's a certain hierarchy to it of level of importance. And it just instantly reversed on good volumes. And I don't necessarily think it's the worst thing in the world because it's so close to the pivot to take the short here. I probably shouldn't have, but even if I did, it comes back down and then straight back to VWAP again. So that second touch of VWAP should instantly be a bail. 100% by this point in time, that should be a cut on this candle. But I didn't. I think the book was a bit spready, a bit thin, and I kind of just held out a little bit too long. It's one of those stocks where even though there's like maybe 100 to 400 shares over across a few cents on the bid, it tends to reload. So there's actually a lot more there than what it appears to be, or at least it can be. And so we shot up, and then instead of closing the position out, we added just under 950, and this was kind of the last hurrah here. Was the plan was to stop it, but just around 960. That'd be like the final cut. It would be kind of like starting at 957 and then just cutting as it keeps going, and that was kind of the plan at that point. And thankfully we didn't get there, otherwise it would have been just a disaster of a day. But we ended up seeing block trades at 930, which I don't care too much for block trades, but what we did see was a reload seller, and this kind of grind above VWAP is super lovely. I love this stuff. It does typically lead to this kind of selling. So grinding along VWAP, not in VWAP, but just above it, it's beautiful. You could also see the selling that was going on. It was quite strong. So it was lovely to see it get held down and then it collapses. And then that's kind of like your signal. As long as this happens, but it doesn't go back above VWAP, generally it's a rollover. So we didn't learn our lesson yesterday regarding this recovery, straight through recovery. And we also didn't learn our lesson from the psychological impact of the discomfort of being, I don't want to say deep in a loss, but it could have been bad. And I think there was a sense of, actually there definitely was a sense of relief around here as it came off, and it was just like, in my head I knew that I shouldn't close. I knew it, but the level of discomfort that I had holding this, I probably should have taken half or something and just eased it a little bit mentally, but I just cut it. I went, fuck this, I don't want to be involved with this ever again, at least not today. And yeah, I cut it I was more or less frustrated that this ever even happened in the first place. And it was just a psychological thing that occurred, a level of discomfort. And you can see what happens, guys. Like it breaks range again and sells off, and then it ends up being really clean for the rest of the day, just straight down. Yeah, it took some time, but this could have been from the top end to the bottom a 9% trade, which would have been monstrous. A 9% trade is so sickeningly good intraday, but we butchered it. So we ended up green, but we fucking butchered it. And it's one of those things where I didn't learn my lesson from yesterday, and the psychological impact of just discomfort. It really, really took its toll today and just hindered my ability to, I guess, take the trade properly. And I think a part of it was also sizing as well. Perhaps I was getting a little bit too heavy, especially around 950. But yeah, it was an unfortunate trade. But we did make up for it with lithium, which actually I'll start with looking at the LIT ETF, because this moved down more than I expected in the US. Fantastic, by the way, because we held short LTR from yesterday. If you recall, 168 and 1685 was the short. And yeah, so it just came off a lot more than expected, almost 2%. 2% at one point for sure. ALB, flat, looking not great. And yeah, so fantastic. It was great for our LTR, which on open, of course, was going to sell off, right? There was no other real direction for this other than to sell off. We missed getting it here at 163, but we gave it some time and covered as it came back down to this 163 level. Didn't expect it to really break. Just come back to retest this, and what's that as a percentage? 3%. I mean, it's a big move. Excuse me. So we covered as it came off VWAP, came back down again. We started covering, but we flipped it. And we didn't cover everything at 163 or this level here, but we're scaling it out. We took out maybe 60%, and then we looked at the spot price, and this opened up at 11 a.m. Australian time, of course, Sydney local time, and it gapped up 4%. So what happened was there's an immediate bounce, and we don't really see this that often. As you guys know, we're talking about lithium. It's like looking weak. Any sort of strength is delayed. There's a delayed response. It's like, oh, okay, the spot price went up half an hour ago. Okay, I'll buy it. There's a real sort of delayed effect. But this was an instant recovery. I think because what happened yesterday is it was a fairly muted move to the downside, and then we dipped a little bit extra, and just a huge rebound effect. We basically market bought. Just kept clicking buy. Didn't even think. Didn't manage the size. It was just hitting like I can't remember what it was, 1,500 at a time, 1,000 shares. It was like I don't have time to adjust it. I just keep spamming the buy button, and just hit it a few times. And I was like, okay, how much have I got? You know what I mean? Like it's one of those things where it just didn't matter what the size was. There was no way this was going down in the next few minutes. It's like the stock is down. What was it? -3%. And there's a 7% gap between the spot price rallying 4% from yesterday and the stock being down 3%. Like there's a huge gap. So of course it rallies, 4% to make that difference. Now I was expecting a little bit more, but I guess that's part of the muted move with lithiums these days. And kind of just went sideways for the rest of the day. Didn't really take much else on LTR. IGO. We took this one from VWAP, a little bit of a wick down. We had like just small orders below VWAP just to add on, and then closed it as it rallied to like 751 or something like that. So it wasn't too big of a move, 1%. Just really wanted to catch that bounce. Now, there was an idea around here. Now, I didn't want to short, but I did want to cover the long that we had on LTR. But on IGO, I was watching this one come off, and the idea was to wait for it to come off, and I did take PLS as well, so I kind of took both stocks, even though they're both lithium. The reason is because it gapped up and sold off very hard. So we're looking at like plus 4.5% down to 2.3%, or rather it's still positive 2.3, but it came off 2 and a bit percent, which is a pretty sharp move down from open, and it was looking like it was just going to fade. So we caught the VWAP trade. because there's still a big gap from selling down to where the spot price is. So it's kind of like a overreaction. It's like, it's selling off, and then everyone else kind of just lets it tumble. Buy into this, and probably, I don't think I could have held a little bit longer. Realistically, I don't think so, because the way spot was coming off, I thought there would be a bigger reaction, because we've been talking about how weak lithium stocks look relative to spot price action. So that was kind of my idea, was just take quick money. PLS did trade better, or rather it made a better return. So we took this at 513 or 512. I thought it was 512 that I took it. Could have been 513. But anyway, we again, same sort of thing. We took a few ticks on PLS. Much thicker order book, easier to trade. It was just trading nicely. I did set an initial rebuy idea here, at basically this pivot here at 513. I did end up cancelling the idea, but that would have worked nicely, because I am still sick. I am still under the weather, and I just went back to bed. And I had this idea of a stop at 510 and 509. So 2 stops, 1 entry at 512 and 513. So that was an idea for this sort of VWAP retest, and kind of letting it go for the rest of the day, because it should go green. Yeah, that was, cancel that idea. That's fine. It is what it is. I just went to bed. So, yeah, it didn't take much else in the afternoon from memory. We did end up shorting this, though, at PLS. All the other lithiums weren't really performing. They're all kind of sideways, grinding down. LYC was coming off. I know LYC is a rare earth, it's not a lithium, but they tend to go hand in hand in some respects. And we ended up shorting this. This was also sort of an unfortunate trade. So we took it at 5. We started at 520, which is just, I know, looking at this, it's so bad. But we took a starter at 520. It popped. We got some more at 525. It popped. We got some more at 527. It popped. We got some more at fucking 530. And I was like, okay, this should balance out. This is my line of thinking here, whether it's right or wrong. And so far we've been actually doing really well in auction trades, like really well. If something appears to be overshot relative to its peers, it tends to come off. I mean, that's just something we've just been noticing. You may have noticed in my last few videos that we've got the right direction on the auction trades. They like I just said, they tend to go where they should, like relative to the peers, and that's a pretty big gap down. That's 5 ticks. This saved my ass. Again, this was expected relative to what all the other lithium's doing. IGO, LTR, Vulcan, you name it, all the other ones were flat. They were basically doing the equivalent of this. They rallied and kind of just went sideways like that. And then PLS kind of just overshot. The percentage gain today was very high relative to the other ones as well. I mean, it was up 5% from bottom to top. So it kind of corrected itself in auction. And, this kind of stuff, I can't tell if we're lucky or if, I got to do this probably a little bit more often to see whether it's just luck or whether these peer comparison gap downs or gap ups, depends which direction, whether there's any sort of edge to it. I'm finding that there is, but we just don't find many examples of it. And it's not something I'd be willing to go heavy on. This is just something I'm dabbling in. It's like an idea that, okay, PLS is overstretched relative to peers. Let's see where this goes. And lithium does uranium stocks do this. Oh, they used to do the same thing as well. Back when I was trading uranium, when it was pumping, it was like PDN, DYL, BOE, and I forget what the other one is, but it'll do the exact same thing. And we don't see it too often, but I'm glad it sort of worked out here. I think it'd be a bit bizarre if it gapped up, but it is what it is. I'll keep doing these kinds of trades if I can spot them. But this, I think it was just unfortunate that we kept sort of front siding and had to rely on this. I might be a little bit more patient next time and just try and catch the end of the day, maybe the last 5 minutes, and just try out this idea more often that way with small size, rather than trying to front side this move expecting it to come off and retest VWAP or something like that. So wasn't overly stoked with this trade either, but relative to the other trades today, this wasn't so bad. This is just whatever. All right, guys, I think that's it for me today. Have a good weekend. And oh, actually, DDR. I did say I'd mentioned DDR and the other trader and their thoughts on it. Their thoughts were exactly the same as mine. It's let's see how far we can take it on the short side and just manage the risk. So it turns out we have the exact same logic for shorting this stock. Just manage the risk and see where it takes us. There aren't too many targets. 1050 is the obvious one. 11 just because it's a round number. And of course, where did it bounce today, ladies and gentlemen? Bang on 1150. But it's a little bit too soon to take profits on this one. So I will hopefully see a bit of a rollover, maybe a little bit of a move on Monday. Maybe some like 1180. Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully it rolls over as well on the back of that. So, all right, guys, I'll catch you next week. Have a good weekend. Peace.